Codie Sanchez has built a $100 million portfolio by buying laundromats, car washes, and other boring businesses that most entrepreneurs completely ignore. And everyone's trying to copy her social media strategy or her investment. But here's what most local service business owners completely miss about her wealth building approach. As a growth marketer who was a data engineer of Fortune 500 companies, I lost everything in the tech layoffs and started my business from scratch. Using everything I know, I've helped local service businesses generate millions in revenue. And I'm going to break down the 4 wealth building strategies Codie uses that you can apply whether you're running a plumbing company, a law firm, or a dental practice. What's up, everyone? I help local service business owners build predictable lead generation systems, and over the past few years, I've helped my clients generate millions in revenue. Now, I'm not here to tell you to become the next Codie Sanchez or start buying laundromats. Instead, I want to show you how to think like an investor about your service business and the opportunities around you. So the first thing most people get wrong about Codie Sanchez is they think she just randomly buys businesses and hopes for the best. But that's completely missing her strategy. Everything Codie does is designed around one question: how do I build or buy assets that someone else will want to acquire later? Now you might be thinking, I'm not trying to sell my business. I just want to grow it. But here's what Codie understands that most service owners miss. When you build your business with an exit strategy in mind, you automatically build a more valuable, more profitable, and more scalable operation. When Codie evaluates any business opportunity, she asks, does this business have documented processes? Can it operate without the current owner? Are the financials clean and predictable? Is there a clear customer acquisition system? These are the exact same questions potential acquirers will ask about your service business. Let me give you a real example. I work with a roofing company doing about $600,000 a year. Great reputation, solid customer base. But when we looked at it through Codie's lens, we saw major problems. Everything runs through the owner. There were no documented processes. Customer relationships were personal rather than systematic, and the financials were a mess. This business might generate good income for the owner, but it had almost zero acquisition value. No investor would touch it because it was a job, not a business asset. So we started thinking like Codie would think. Instead of just focusing on getting more customers, we focused on building acquisition value. We documented all processes, created systems that could operate without the owner, cleaned up the financials, and built systematic customer acquisition and retention processes. Here's what's crazy. Within 18 months, not only was the business more profitable and easier to run, but we started getting inquiries from other contractors who wanted to franchise their business model. The owner wasn't even trying to franchise, but by building systematic processes and documented procedures, he created something valuable that others want to replicate. This is exactly how Codie thinks about every business decision. She doesn't just ask, will this make money today? She asks, will this make the money more valuable to a future acquirer? And that mindset completely changes how you operate. The key insight here is that businesses built for acquisition are automatically better businesses to own and operate. You're more profitable, more scalable, and less dependent on any single person. The second principle is something Codie calls buying your way to growth. And this is where most service business owners are missing huge opportunities right in front of them. Instead of just trying to grow organically, Codie looks for strategic acquisitions that can accelerate growth and eliminate the competition. Now I know what you're thinking. I don't have millions to buy other businesses. But Codie didn't start with millions either. She started by identifying small strategic acquisition opportunities that most people overlook. In 2014, after working in finance and doing billion-dollar deals for Wall Street firms, Codie made a career transition and bought her first business for herself, a laundromat for $125,000. Here's the key part though. She put $0 down of her own money. She structured it with a $25,000 down payment that she borrowed through a personal loan, and the seller financed the remaining $100,000. In her first year, that laundromat generated $67,000. As she puts it, not enough to quit my day job yet, but it became what she calls her gateway drug business. The timing is important here. She had learned the principles of business acquisition from her Wall Street experience, but she applied them to small businesses for her own portfolio instead of doing mega deals for other firms. This is the perfect example of leverage acquisition. Someone with Wall Street experience in billion-dollar deals started her personal wealth building with a $125,000 laundromat that she bought with borrowed money and no personal cash investment. In the service business world, these opportunities are everywhere. Retired contractors who want to sell their customer lists, competitors who are struggling and want out, complementary businesses that serve the same customers, equipment or technology that gives you competitive advantages. Let me break this down with an example I learned about from speaking to a shipping carrier owner. This company packs and ships personal things people want to send back home. They were looking to buy another business mainly for the customer list. which got me thinking about how you can definitely leverage this strategy in any local service business. The opportunity was clear. Instead of spending years building a customer base from scratch, they could acquire an established list of customers who already understood and used similar services. This is exactly the kind of strategic thinking that Codie uses when evaluating acquisition opportunities. This made me realize how many local service businesses could use the same approach. Buy a retiring competitor's customer list. Acquire a complementary business that serves the same market. Partner with businesses that have established relationships with your ideal customers. But here's where it gets really interesting for local service businesses. Codie talks about boring acquisition opportunities that most entrepreneurs ignore. In the service world, these might be customer lists, specialized equipment, key employees, strategic locations, or complementary service capabilities. For example, if you're an HVAC contractor, your acquisition opportunities might include buying customer lists from retiring competitors, acquiring specialized equipment that allows you to serve new markets, hiring key technicians from competitors, or acquiring complementary businesses like electrical or plumbing services. The key insight here is that Codie doesn't just think about organic growth, she thinks about strategic acquisition of assets that will accelerate growth and eliminate competition. And these opportunities are often much more affordable and accessible than most service owners realize. Now, this brings us to one of Codie's most powerful concepts, using your service business as a cash flow engine to build wealth through additional investments. And this is where most service business owners are leaving money on the table. Most service owners think their business is their only investment. They put all their time, energy, and capital into growing their service business, but they never think about using that business to generate capital for other investments. Codie thinks completely different. She sees every successful business as a cash flow engine that should be generating capital for additional investments. The service business becomes one part of a diversified wealth building strategy. Let me share how this concept was explained to me by a previous client who used to be an investment banker in Merrill. He consulted me and showed me how successful business owners can use their companies to access investment opportunities they could not qualify for before. He showed me how he had helped his best friends do exactly this to now make multi-millions in revenue. He explained how his best friend with a marketing agency used their predictable monthly recurring revenue to qualify for real estate investments and acquire complementary businesses. He also showed me how his best friend with an industrial engineering company leveraged their business success to access investment opportunities that diversified their wealth significantly. The key insight he shared was that a successful service business doesn't just generate income, it generates credibility, cash flow, and market knowledge that can be leveraged for additional investments. The business becomes a platform for accessing opportunities that wouldn't be available to individual investors. This is exactly how Codie thinks about wealth building. She doesn't just build one successful business, she uses successful businesses to acquire additional assets that generates ongoing returns. For local service businesses, this might mean using your business cash flow to invest in real estate, acquire complementary businesses, invest in equipment that generates rental income, or even invest in some of the boring businesses that Codie specializes in. The key insight here is that Codie doesn't just think about business success. She thinks about wealth building through diversified investments. Your service business should be generating the capital and credibility to access investment opportunities that build long-term wealth. The fourth principle is probably the most overlooked by service business owners: identifying and investing in boring businesses that generate steady cash flow with minimal management. Codie has built a reputation by finding these opportunities that most entrepreneurs ignore. Here's what most people miss about Codie's strategy. She's not looking for the next big tech startup or a revolutionary business model. She's looking for businesses that solve basic human needs, generate predictive cash flow, and can operate with minimal ongoing management. In the service business world, you're uniquely positioned to identify these opportunities because you understand local markets. You have relationships with business owners, and you understand what makes businesses successful or unsuccessful. Let me share an example from a colleague of mine who is a serial entrepreneur. He started off with a dental practice, but as he became successful, he started noticing boring business opportunities in his market that fit Codie's criteria. He identified a small medical billing company that served dental practices but was struggling with client acquisition. There was a local equipment leasing company that served healthcare providers but had poor marketing. He even noticed a small cleaning service that specialized in medical facilities but was underperforming due to lack of systems. Instead of just focusing on growing his dental practice, He started evaluating these opportunities through Codie's lens. Did they generate predictable cash flow? Did they operate with minimal management? Did they serve basic needs that weren't going away? Could they be improved with better systems and marketing? He ended up acquiring the medical billing company, which immediately became more profitable because he could cross-sell to his network of dental practices. He invested in the equipment leasing company and helped them improve their marketing to healthcare providers. And he developed a strategic partnership with the cleaning service that generated ongoing referral income. These weren't distractions from his main business. They were strategic investments that complemented his core operations while providing additional cash flow and diversification. For local service business owners, you're in a unique position to identify these opportunities because you understand your local market. You have relationships with other business owners, and you understand what makes businesses successful. These might be suppliers who serve your industry, complementary service providers, real estate opportunities, or even completely unrelated businesses that generate steady cash flow and can benefit from your business expertise. The key insight here is that Codie doesn't just look for exciting opportunities. She looks for boring, predictable opportunities that generate steady returns with minimal ongoing management. And as a successful service business owner, you're uniquely positioned to identify and evaluate these opportunities in your market. Now, let's be honest, boring businesses still require management, systems, and oversight, but the advantage is they're predictable. You understand the business model, the cash flows are steady, and you can hire experienced operators to run them. Codie's approach is about building a portfolio of businesses that generate cash flow without requiring you to learn completely new industries or manage high complex operations. Now let's address what really sets Codie apart from most business advice. She doesn't just think about building one successful business, she thinks about using business success to multiply wealth through strategic investments and acquisitions. This is exactly what my colleague with a dental practice understood. Instead of just trying to grow his dental practice bigger and bigger, he started thinking about how to use his success to build additional wealth streams. He realized that his successful dental practice gave him credibility, cash flow, and market knowledge that could be leveraged for additional investments. He wasn't just a dentist, he was a successful business operator who understood healthcare, local markets, and business systems. This opened up investment opportunities he never would have considered before. He could acquire struggling healthcare-related businesses and improve them with his expertise. He can invest in medical equipment leasing companies. He could even invest in completely unrelated businesses that benefited from his operational knowledge. The key insight is that he diversified his wealth significantly while still maintaining his successful core business. He reduced his risk by having multiple income streams and investments that could weather different market conditions. This is exactly how Codie thinks about wealth building, not just through one successful business, but through strategic use of business success to access additional opportunities that multiply wealth over time. For local service businesses, this often means thinking beyond just growing your main business. It means using your business success, cash flow, and expertise to identify and invest in additional opportunities that complement your existing operations while providing diversification and additional income streams. Whether you're running a law firm, a dental practice, a home service company, or a consulting business, the principles are the same. Use your business success to access investment opportunities, diversify your wealth, and reduce your dependence on any single income stream. The key is thinking like Codie thinks, not just about business success, but about wealth multiplication through strategic investments and acquisitions that leverage your existing expertise and market position. So here's what I want you to take away. Codie Sanchez builds wealth through 4 strategies that apply directly to local service businesses: exit strategy planning, strategic acquisition opportunities, cash flow investment, and identifying boring businesses that generate steady returns. The difference between service owners who build wealth and those who just build successful businesses isn't talent or market conditions. It's whether they think strategically about using business success to access additional opportunities that multiply wealth over time. Now, if you're a local service business doing over $100,000 a month and serious about building wealth beyond just your main business, I'm offering limited business growth analysis sessions where we'll identify your biggest opportunities for wealth building and create a specific roadmap. These aren't sales calls, genuine analysis with actionable strategies you can implement immediately. I specialize in service businesses and focus on building systematic, measurable processes generating real ROI. The service owners I work with typically see measurable improvements within 60 to 90 days, and many use their improved cash flow to access investment opportunities they never considered before. Remember, the difference between service owners who build wealth and those who stay stuck in one business isn't luck or timing. It's willingness to think strategically about using business success to access additional opportunities that multiply wealth over time. Thanks for watching, and if this was helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with other service business owners who might benefit from these wealth building insights.